no, 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 no. I, yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let her rip. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans of all ages. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Yes, the show where we talk about the good old days of pro wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and it was real. And as usual, I'm not like set up now. Yep, there we go. All right, there we go. We're looking halfway professional now. Anyway, yes, it is Friday, end of the work week for some of us. For a lot of us, uh, probably the start of their work week depends, or doing that second job to make ends meet, and all that good stuff. Uh, in other words, people who have to work on the weekend. Glad I'm not one of them. Hope you're not as well. So to those who had a hard day's work this weekend, those hardworking men and women, those hardworking men and women who had to work this weekend. Cheers to you. That was good. For some reason, the one I had last week when I sipped it or I started drinking it didn't taste right, but this one tastes pretty good. The cornerstone to any nutritious dinner. Only kidding, folks. Hey, how's everybody doing today? What's up, Joe King? Yes, we are live in a living color, baby, for Wrestling Go Friday night. Uh, so if you're joining me live, you know what to do. Join me in the chat. Uh, give some comments or ask questions about anything I discussed tonight, or share some memories, or you just want to be friendly, say hello, say hey, I'm here, I'm watching. Uh, I'm being we're talking about some cool shit, some good old school wrestling. Uh, okay, I think I can say that. I think I can say some speak some French if you know what I'm saying. It's yeah, been 10 minutes. Thanks to that little clock down or nice long intro. See, there's a method to my madness. Have the countdown, then have the nice little, you want to call it, the fanciest amateur intro you can have on a less than a shoestring budget. How about no budget? Anyway, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, you want to join me in the chat or just say hello? Uh, those are always welcome. Also, if you're enjoying yourself, dig what I'm talking about, dig the subject, and want to give a helping hand, hey, give me a thumbs up. By clicking that thumbs up button, it lets me know you like it. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click that subscriber button. Also, don't forget about that notification bell. I forget to mention it a lot, but thought I'll remind you, click that notification bell. That way, when I have new content available, you can just click the play button and start watching. All right, now with all that crap out of the way, let's let her rip. Yes, what's up, Joe King? Glad to be home. I mean, it's good beer. It's okay. I think I'm gonna officially switch to Miller High Life for now on. For after I'm done with this. Well, not alcoholic or anything. I'm actually a lightweight drinker, basically. Let's see. I already said what's up to Joe King. How was your work week? Hopefully it was good. Hopefully you got to work tomorrow. I just got a call from my brother. He's got to work tomorrow. Uh, and all that good stuff. Poor guy. But anyway, let's get the party started right now. How we do this every week. I talk about a little bit of history, some of the historic events that happened on uh, this day in wrestling. Of course, today is February 7th, year of our Lord 2025. But there's a few things that happened throughout the course of history. Let's begin with. Oh, I screwed up here. I apologize. Anyway, on this day in, there we go. On this day in 1977, in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Mid South Coliseum, drawing a big number there, 8,316, and somebody forgot to cut their phone off. That somebody was me. Go ahead and kill the volume here. Not expect anybody to bring it. Anyway, drawing 8,319. Jerry Bryant, who, yes, that's Jerry Bryant, who went on to become one half of the Memphis Vice in the 80s. He defeated Buddy Diamond. Yes, you are seeing this right. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. What? Joe King, no work. Little bastards got me sick. Oh man. Um, before I get into this, I I do one person I think I had maybe 55% convinced, or maybe 45% convinced that the rule number one in the company is don't get Ron sick. That be me. Uh, I told the guys like, yeah, we actually fired somebody. Somebody has a sneezing fit and sneezed. I made up some baloney story. Uh, yeah, he sneezed on his hand and shook my hand and or patted me on the shoulder after I said bless you. So he got his germs on me and I got sick. Was sick for a week and they fired that guy. I told that to somebody and they somewhat they kind of looked at me. It's like, is he telling the truth or lying? Apparently it was a good day where I had a pretty good poker face. I was sitting there like, yeah, I mean, that's me, put a shoulder on me. and I was sick with the flu for a week. As soon as Jim found out, my boss, he got rid of him, fired him, and he kind of believed me. I mean, I told him I was, you know, full of it afterwards, but yeah, that's why I sometimes tell people, especially new people, when they start coughing or sneezing around me, I'm like, hey, rule number one of the company, it's in the handbook. Do not get me sick. Get me sick. Good luck in your future endeavors. Uh, anyway, back to the history of wrestling. Enough about me. But yeah, you're seeing that right. Okay, boys and girls, let's say his name right. Put what's the thing kids say today? Put some respect behind it. Dutch Mantel, come on, bad motherfucker. Teamed up with a guy. Yes, that's him. Dr. Frank. Obviously, this was Jerry Lawler's time to book. He loved bringing those monster type people, and this was 1977. So they got somebody in a Frankenstein outfit and called him Dr. Frank. Anyway, the team of Dr. Frank, Dutch Mantel, come on, say it with me, bad motherfucker, defeated Tommy Gilbert and Robert Gibson. Yes, that is. I wish I need to learn how to get like a little pointer here. The guy in the blue straps, uh, singlet, that is a young Robert Gibson. Why do they call him Hoot? Hoot? Is it because he looked like an owl? If anybody knows why they call him, I mean, I understand Ricky Moore and they call him Punky because he had that punky punk haired style. Well, people in that day would consider that spike blonde, whatever, uh, a punk look. But anyway, but yeah, they would Dr. Frank, Dutch Mantel, Bad Motherfucker, defeated Tommy Gilbert and Robert Gibson. Pork Chop Cash and Gorgeous George Jr. defeated Bill Dundee and Ricky Gibson to win the Southern Tag titles. Yes, Ricky Gibson was the brother. He's passed away now. Of Robert Gibson. Very good tag team. They did the double drop kicks and stuff like that. But I think a car accident shortened his career. And of course, everybody knows the story. By now, Jerry Lawler was trying to uh, form, let's just say, form tag team. So I won't get into the whole story. Form tag team say, hey, Robert, here's Ricky. Ricky, there's Robert. Here's your some tights. They went to a flea market, got some bandanas, and became the Rock and Roll Express. Um, Southern champion Rocky Soulman Johnson defeated Phil Hickerson by disqualification. Don't let that size of Phil Hickerson fool you. That dude in his prime could go, uh, even that big. In the main event that night, it was Jerry Lawler went to a no contest battle with Bullet Bob Armstrong on this date in 1978. Killer Carl Cox defeated NWA Florida champion. That's the only picture I can get of him. But he was a Florida champion at the world champion time. Dusty Rhodes and Tampa on this date in 1981. The Tennessee Stud. This little angle took place on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. This was when they was in Pensacola at this point, 1981. I do believe, yeah, they're fully in Pensacola. Knoxville is. Um, so on the edition of Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Ron Fuller vacates his Southeastern Heavyweight title, announces he is leaving the area for a while after his cousin, Jimmy Golden, turned heel on him in a full TV review. Oh, never mind. I wasn't supposed to do that part, but Yes, Bunkhouse Buck. I think that's what's his name at WCW. Don't get me started on that crap. Uh, it's like that's Jimmy Golden. That's no Bunkhouse, whatever. Jimmy freaking Golden, and that's not Colonel Rob Parker. That's Robert Tennessee Stud Fuller. Come on, bring Jacqueline in. Rumor and innuendo. Bring Jacqueline in. She'll tell you why they called Robert Fuller the Tennessee Stud. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay. Also on night in 1981 in Portland, Oregon, Pacific Northwest Wrestling, we had Jay Youngblood defeat Rip Rogers by disqualification. Igor Volkov battled Terry Allen to a draw. Yes, that's the young Terry Allen. Jonathan Boyd battled CV Afi to a draw. A lot of draws on this one. Matt Bourne and Buzz Sawyer defeated Buddy Rose and the Destroyer. And Joe Lightfoot, or actually, no, they battled to a draw. So on this card, we had a DQ finish, a draw, and two more draws, according to this information. Anyway, uh, they battled Buddy Rose and the Destroyer David Sierra to a draw. Joe Lightfoot, however, defeated Tonga. I don't know if it's a Tonga Kid, King Tonga, but it says Tonga. Now, if you notice, there was no title changes or anything else in this on this card. So you're probably asking, what is the significance of this card? Well, story goes, young Terry Allen had paid Buzz Sawyer to train him to wrestle, but uh, Buzz left town, uh, and supposedly this is something he's done uh, before a few times. Uh, told the young dude, say, "Hey, I'll train you for this much money," and then they give him the money, and next thing you know, he's gone. Uh, but Terry Allen was able to track him down in Portland uh, to make him give his money back or break him into wrestling. So Sawyer got Allen booked for Portland. He actually talked about this in a shooting review, and I do believe in a Dark Side of the Ring. Uh, so basically, all that day, the ring in Portland for the TV taping, or was it maybe this might have been just a house show, but apparently all day they Buzz worked with Terry Allen. Then that same day, uh, he had his first match with this Igor Volkov. Of course, we all know now that uh, Terry Allen bulked up a little bit more. Uh, had a nice little mustache, kind of like Tom Selleck, who was in a show called Magnum PI. So it's like, hey, why don't we just call you Magnum TA? I think that was a Bill Watts idea. Uh, and back, so I watched the Dark Side. Don't mean to digress. It kind of goes to here, but I watched the Dark Side of the Ring about Terry Allen. That dude needs to be the Hall of Fame as well. Even though he had a short career, he was being groomed to be the world champion. Yeah, but then he had that car accident in the Porsche. But if I understand the story correctly, even though he had no use for his arms, he was banged up because of that car accident. Part of my language, the dude was still banging nurses. His wife found out time and left him. So yeah, just for that reason alone, Terry Allen, Madam TA, will always be the man. If you can if you can get, you know, almost paralyzed in a car accident and still bang nurses, you are the man. Ric Flair should just they should have took some cameras in there, and after PA banged a nurse, uh, he should have put one Flair should have just laid down TA should have, put his hand over him. 1, 2, 3. Gave him the world title right there. That is an amazing story. That's a story that you can respect. Now, I don't, not to say I condone cheating on your spouse or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but uh, like I said, paralyzed. I mean, he lost the use of that arm. Had his, I think, spinal injury and all that. But apparently, nurses came in, banged him, took pictures. I mean, I don't know if it was nurse. I say it was nurses. It could have been just fans, rats, whatever. But I think this was the second time he did get, his wife did get caught, found some pictures and stuff like that. Found some pictures, in the pictures, you can tell it's him in a hospital. Oh, so yes. And when they say the reason why, unfortunately, if you was going to put Madam TA, the right person to do it would have been Dusty Rhodes. Maybe Bill. Bill wasn't still spry. I think I'd seen him on a. I don't know when it was recorded, but he was on the podcast with Jerry Briscoe and JBL. Um, Tully Blanchard, maybe. Arn Anderson, maybe. Um, Barry Windham, I think him and Barry Windham were like close friends. Uh, if he can like just speak fluently or fluid, but yes, at the end of the speech, yes, the one reason he is going to the Hall of Fame because even after he was almost dead in a car accident, the dude was still able to bang nurses. Banging nurses sounds better than banging. He was still banging women. See, banging nurses. This sounds better than just banging fans that's rats or whatever you want to call them, sneaking in. It's pro wrestling. It was in 1987. No, 86. It was 86. Excuse me, 86. 86 is when he was supposed to beat Ric Flair. But so it was in 86. So 86 is, we're talking 80, 90, 1,000, yeah, almost, good God. Long time ago, folks. So, and that 80, almost, yeah, over 40 years ago. Almost 40 years ago. See, not good at math. Anyway, let's keep this thing going. On this date in 1982 at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Boys and girls, let's do it again. Dutch Mantell, bad motherfucker, and Southern champion Jerry Lawler, but the title was held up after the match. On this date in 1984, in the final Triangle Series, the Dynamite Kid beats the Cobra to win the vacant WWF Junior Heavyweight title. He was probably the last person to hold it. Or was it Sydney Fujinami? I just know during Hulkamania there was no WWF Junior Champion to speak of. On this date, 1987, Chris Adams and Terry Taylor defeated Rick Steiner and Sting in a tournament final to win the UWF World Tag Team Championship. Taylor, the story of this was Taylor was co-holder of the championship with Axel Jim Duggan, but they were vacated when, in reality, Jim Duggan was going to the WWF, but he lost a loser leaves town match against a one-man gang storyline. So that vacated the belts. Interesting twist on this was Terry Taylor originally was teaming with Sam Houston. I think it was last week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. This was the answer to that. So yeah, Sam Houston was the original partner of Terry Taylor. Chris Adams' original partner was Iceman King Parsons. Iceman turned heel on Chris Adams, uh, and I highly recommend from watch Iceman King Parsons from there on the mic and everything. Dude was golden. It's so underrated. Should be talked about today a little more. But so Chris Adams made it to the finals. Needed a partner, so he picked Terry Taylor. They went on to beat those young kids there, Rick Steiner and Sting. I think Sting's kid is trained to become a wrestler, and of course, everybody knows Rick Steiner's kid, Braun Breaker, paired it up. We talked about last night. Dude's going to be a star. He's don't consider him a star now. He is going to be main event player and all that good shit. Uh, so yeah, that was the end of that. Then of course Terry Taylor also turned heel on Chris Adams. There was I think it was Sting and Steiner against Sting and Steiner against Adams and Taylor at the Omni in Atlanta, and Adams was or Taylor was somebody on the apron. Uh, Chris Adams was in the ring with another one. I think probably Rick Steiner thing. As Chris Adams was being pinned, Adams put his foot on the rope, but Taylor, as he was wrestling around with the other one on the apron, kicked Adams' foot off. That's what caused them to lose the titles. Arguments ensued, and of course, Terry Taylor went heel, partnered up with Eddie Gilbert, winning the UWF Television Championship, and they took their feud to other promotions like World Class. They had they rekindled their feud there. Then everybody knows the story now. Terry Taylor went to WWF and became the Red Rooster. All right. On this date in 1989, Larry Zbyszko becomes the new AWA World Heavyweight Champion in St. Paul, Minnesota. A battle royal was held to crown a new champion after Jerry Lawler was stripped of the title due to the AWA and CWA parting ways. The Memphis Zbyszko wound up eliminating Tom Zink to claim the belt. Of course, I think he would lose it against Mr. Saito, then win it again. So he was a two-time AWA World Champion. Probably the most forgotten AWA World Champion because that was like absolute dying days of the AWA. I think they brought Nikita Koloff for a little bit. Tully Blanchard was there for a little bit. They actually brought in Joe Blanchard to be the I think on screen commissioner or whatever. He banned the top rope moves. Yeah, before Bill Watts done in WCW. I think it's been done in a few territories way before then, but Tully Blanchard did this in '89, which was yes, boys and girls, young ones out there. This was a little far fetched, but yeah, even '89, because it was like, oh, dude, you got all these people, Ricky, well, Ricky Steamboat went there, but there was a Mike, what's his name? Wayne Bloom and Mike. I want to say Evans. But anyway, they were called the Destruction Crew, and they did the Doomsday Device as their finisher. Were AWA tag team titles. They went to the WWF as the Beverly Brothers. Uh, so if I remember correctly, they would somehow. I think Johnny V was her manager there too. So they would get somehow the referee would get distracted, and behind the referee's back, they hit the Doomsday Device because if they hit the top rope move, uh, referee saw them do the top rope move, clothesline, and they would got disqualified, right? So distract the referee, hit the Doomsday, and then bend their opponents. All right. Speaking of Doomsday devices, on this date in 1992 at a house show in Denver, Colorado, Money Incorporated, a $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Erwin R. Scheichter, Mike Rotundo, they would defeat Animal and Hawk, the Legion of Doom, to win the WWF World Tag Team Championship. You won't, according to what I've seen here, you won't find this one nowhere. Like, there's no video, tape, TV, nothing. Animal and Hawk only agreed to drop the belts to Money Incorporated if the match wasn't recorded, and some fans speculate even if the match took place. But apparently there was a house show in Denver, and Enos. Thank you, Joe. Mike Enos. I know it started with an E. Was it Evans? Mike Evans is I think he's still a wide receiver for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But yeah, Animal Hawk protected their characters. They went down to be, defeated on TV. But so like, hey, we'll do it, but it's gonna be a house show and nobody sees it. And that's that's the way that they would protect people too, especially stars, because that's the way TV worked back then. It'd be uh, you guys know, guys and girls know, it's like the stars would be, wrestle against preliminary talent or lower mid card, sometimes mid card people. Uh, every now and then you'll see a TV title match or something like that. And of course, you'll see a TV title change hands on TV. I mean, that's the whole point of it. Excuse me. Um, so, uh, and sometimes they would, like, explain why they lost, like especially the babyface would come in and explain why they lost. Uh, because the heels cheated, or the heels will come on TV and explain. Sometimes they'll show the video of the arena show of them losing, and it's like you'll see later tonight in the watch along where they'll be like, "Oh, person cheated. You didn't see that? They're double teaming. That's illegal. We will never do anything like that because hey, they're heels. Heels gonna lie. They're bad people. Heels are bad people." Anyway, last but not least, some unfortunate news. In 1992, Buzz Sawyer passed away as a result of a heart attack brought on drug drug overdose. He was only 33 years old. Yeah, I I didn't even think he was. When I read he was only 33, I mean, even in 92, I was 14, no, 16, 16, 16 and 90. See, I can't. I was like, yeah, 33. Oh, damn. He was a big star in the early 80s, 82, so he was only 23 when he was getting his push and all that. And having those matches with Tommy Rich. Uh, and he kind of, I mean, he put on a lot. He kind of wasn't as cut when he came back in 90, 91 in WCW, or 89, 90, 91 in WCW. Uh, hello, Brendan Watson. We're almost matching. I got the purple Gatorade, but yeah, Buzz Sawyer. I don't. I never met the guy. Just going by the story we just talked about earlier with Terry Allen. Supposedly he did the same thing with the Undertaker, or tried to with the Undertaker. Uh, but But if anything, dude can go watch some Buzz Sawyer match. He was given the name the Mad Dog, and he acted like a mad dog. Probably one of the prettiest power slams you would ever see. I mean, his power slam was a beauty. Let's just say that. Uh, and sometimes he catch opponents midair and wrestle attempt to leapfrog. He'll catch him, bring him over. Of course, the top rope. They go for cross body block from the top rope, catch him, and just float on over. Uh, what I mean, it was very light by Ole Anderson, but uh, you could tell. I mean, not say Ole's just a highly sensitive person or anything like that, or was a highly sensitive person, but you can tell it kind of hit him hard when they talk about Buzz Sawyer, and that time he had to fire him because uh, he can tell he was uh, high on something. But he had done fired him because of that. Then he came in, was going to give him another chance, and he came in, I guess, weekend or whatever, and Ole fired him again on the spot. Yeah, that was a. And if you watch Georgia Championship Wrestling, especially when Ole booking, uh, he'd always used him well. Uh, Even when he was part of the creative, uh, sometimes head booker or whatever in WCW, that's when he would bring Buzz Sawyer in as well. So, uh, kind of like a lot of people, man. If Foley was booking, he would always try to make a place, like Brad Armstrong would say, always had a place on the card for people he liked and knew he could do what he asked him to do. Like Brad Armstrong. I mean, that's what Brad Armstrong said in his interviews. He said, when they asked him about Ole Anderson, he's like, oh, I love Ole. Well, you don't really love Ole, but I liked him because you knew where he stood with Ole Anderson. And he said, hey, anytime he was booking a card, he always had a place for me on his card. So uh, can't say nothing bad about that. Now, hard to say something bad about somebody who, gives you a job. So, I don't know. Uh, it's uh, kind of hard to say what would if Buzz was still alive, what would he be doing today? Uh, there was one video that surfaced and supposedly was I think the tail end of '91, I think, and he seemed kind of straight, and uh, it was actually working with some kids and stuff, or not kids, but uh, young men trying to break into wrestling. So he was trying to help train them. It was like a home video type thing. I wish I could find it. If I could find it, I'll show it. Um, Remind me. Gosh, I need a. Anybody want a job as a producer? I can't pay you nothing, so you can help me remember this stuff. But I'll look for it. But it seemed like he was trying to get clean and straight and stuff like that. But uh, you talk to uh, anybody who uh, any addict. I was trying to be nice and not say addict. But, usually they keep saying, "Oh, I'm a recovering addict." That means every day they're recovering. Uh, Now they might not use like in you know 2 years, but there's always that chance of them falling off the wagon. Uh, there's another YouTuber. He gave us a complete story. I mean, good story to hear. Uh, Guy's last name, first name is Gary, but his moniker is Good Roddick, and he had talked about how uh, he wound up going to prison. I think San Quentin, one of those California. I want to say San Quentin during the Ronnie King riots. Uh, but he was, bad on drugs and stuff like that. But once he got out of prison, cleaned up, actually opened up a comic book shop, thought he had this thing licked, thought he can, oh, I'll go party a little bit. Of course, like I said, reason, like, see, me, I can have one beer and I'm good. This is probably the only beer I have until next Friday. Because I drink. I, this is actually my gimmick. this is this is my Friday night gimmick. So, uh, but yeah, I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm not one of these. I drink one or two beers a night. Uh, before I started doing it every Friday, and it is it's refreshing. Um, or don't trust me, but anyway, I digress. I can have one beer, but usually because this is what I learned from reading Eddie Guerrero's book. He was talking about his addiction. Uh, He his chemistry, body chemistry, whatever you want to call it. He couldn't have like a glass of wine and call it a night. He had to drink that whole bottle. I think that's what Eddie Guerrero says. So there's people who uh, just it's on YouTube. I'll share the link in a minute. Remind me, somebody. The Buddy Landell shooting interview. I'll share the link. I can't show it here, of course. He was talking about what cost him that push he was supposed to get, be the world champion. It's because he was an addict. He couldn't. I mean, he flat out said, there's a lot of guys who can do a little, and that's it. He's like, no, if I buy a kilo of cocaine, that kilo of cocaine is gonna be gone that night. That's how bad that's an addict. Uh, but in the video, it seemed like he he was trying to clean up a little bit. So maybe if he had, this could have been one of those deals where he was being clean, but it only takes that one time to fall off that wagon and uh, do a little too much, or you know, not sure how long he was clean for. Somebody kind of told me that it's like, if you stay clean for a long time, but do it again, you think you can still do the same amount you did when you were doing it all. You can't. So, and maybe that's what happened here. But so maybe he got clean and sober, stay clean and sober, uh, got his head on straight, and could have. I think he was operating a wrestling school in California at the time. So, oh yeah, because they showed it on TV one. I think ABC News or something like that. But so he was, putting some effort into it, and uh, I haven't heard anybody say he was ripping people off at that time. So, like I said, it was like a little home video thing, and he seemed. I mean, he definitely was talking in character, obviously. Uh, so maybe that would have happened. Sometimes you sit there and see, you remember these wrestlers who passed away early, like Buzz Sawyer. Eddie Gilbert is a big one for me. I'm like, if Eddie Gilbert uh, was still living today, he'd he'd probably be he'd probably still be in after the territories closed down. I'm sure he would have been some creative. Uh, he has some creative job in the WWE now. Um, that's just my opinion because he was very good, very creative. Uh, I think the knock on him was when he was came in as a head booker of Eastern Championship Wrestling at the time. He was trying to do too much Memphis, but anyway, everybody's still awake. Or I thought I heard something. I bet something outside. Um, so we do got a little watch along tonight. Championship Wrestling from Florida. Uh, that took place in, I'd say 1978. Go back here. Yes, 1978. Let me go ahead and copy the link here. And to remind people, if I don't, uh, especially the ones who don't watch it live, watch it later. If I don't put the link, there's a link that's going to be always in the chat. You can always read the chat as you're watching. It's always going to be in the chat. But if you're watching, like I said, if you're not watching it live, you'd rather me put in the comments. Just leave a comment. Say, hey, where's that watch? Where's the link to that watch along? And I'll put it in the comments as well because I always think about doing that, but so there's the link to it. I think I got all my stuff ready here. So when you folks are ready, I will do. I will get Lois here to do the countdown. Just kidding. I don't have a Lois. Oh, that reminds me. Let me. Speaking of which, um, not sure. I got some stuff to do next Friday, so I'm thinking I might do a short, quick live stream Wrestling Gold Friday night early next, or I might start early next week because by the time she gets off work and gets here, it might be 8 o'clock. So I might have a little bit of time to do a stream and and all that good stuff. I do have plans next weekend, Friday. Um, I'll, try, I'll still try to do one. Might be like a quick and dirty one. Uh, but then uh, it'll be available to watch. After I'm done, of course. I do the usual thing. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, X, excuse me. Usually on Thursdays, I advertise it. Put a link there. You can watch it on Friday night. Uh, then once I'm done with any of my streams, I usually share the link of it again on Facebook and YouTube. All right, we're good to go whenever you are. All right, let's do the countdown. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. You gotta dig that old 70s music. Who's that young man there? Excuse me for this. When I got home this evening, I had to turn the AC on. It is freaking hot in here. But yeah, young Gordon Soley, or a younger Gordon Soley. Killer Carl Cox. We talked about him earlier. Try to kick at me, son. But Killer Carl Cox, very controversial guy in his prime. Uh, let's just say yes. His name all started with K. Killer Carl. But thanks to Killer Carl Cox, we all know that Tony Atlas loves him. I doubt very seriously he really meant that. But Steve Brody, I believe he's just an enhancement talent. Don't know anything about his career, so if you do, please share. Was he kind of the George South of the '70s here? Kid trying to punch me. Teach him a lesson here. So if you watch Killer Carl Cox, uh, Dick Murdoch was a huge fan of Killer Carl Cox. He kind of emulated a lot of things Killer Cox did, including the brain buster that Dick Murdoch would also use. Uh, Killer Carl Cox, that was his finisher that he's known for. Not sure if we'll see it here, but the brain buster was his finisher maneuver. Senseless, I tell you. Y'all hear like y'all hear like a little echo or anything when I speak? Yes, Tony Atlas was also a fan of Cox. Uh, he loved him some Cox. Oh, I bet she felt. I bet she turned red after he realized what he done. After he realized what he said. Speaking of which, maybe if we look out in the crowd, we might see Wilbur. Oh, damn! Steve Brody got a lot of intestinal fortitude kicking out of that. Here we go. Is this it? Unreleasing. There it is. So yes, same way Dick Murdoch would do his, the stalling brainbuster, if you want to call it. That's what they call it in video games now. Me, when I used to play video games, wrestling games with my friends, and they would do the stalling suplex. I always call it the 30-minute suplex. So that was the 30-minute brainbuster. Yep. I mean, that almost looked like Wilbur as the referee. So he's got an Alex. Rick Steiner had an Alex. Ron Kill or R Truth had little Jimmy. So yeah, if this was a video game I was playing with my friends, I would call this the 30-minute brainbuster. There's one of my favorites. Spoiler. I probably didn't become like a fan of his till I watched some like old Georgia tapes and seen him on there. Because I think the spoiler had been done retired by the time I started watching wrestling. But if not retired, it's not in the main promotions. But oh no, wait a minute, he was in World Class, so I did watch him in World Class. I do believe didn't stay long in World Class when I started watching wrestling. But definitely when I watched him like old footage of him in Georgia and in Florida here, uh, that's the road, baby. Lucha, Lucha Roads, baby. Lucha Dream. Coming from the top rope, if you will. Now, early Undertaker, Mark Callis, he did a lot of things to emulate Spoiler. I mean, because Spoiler was a big dude, but he was able to walk the ropes. Mark Callis, Mean Mark, Master of Pain, Undertaker, would walk the ropes. Now, before he became the Undertaker in Memphis and in WCW when he was Master of Pain and Mean Mark, he would actually walk the ropes and deliver a flying elbow drop, and it looked cool as crap. That the grappler, silver mask, silver and black, almost looks the Well, yeah, Grappler was in world class as well too. So yeah, Spoiler was 6'4", 293. Retired in '94. So yeah, yeah, that's another thing too. He actually did teach Mark Calloway how to walk the ropes. So he had a hand in helping uh the Undertaker. But yeah, that's when he was there in the mid '80s. So that's when I first seen the Spoiler. But um, I think he went back to Florida, and like I said, we didn't get Florida TV. I'm not sure if he I know according to this he promoted some shows in Florida, then moved back to Canada, eh? Because he's from Canada. Who was the Spoiler number two? Tiger Conway Jr. So according to this, spoiler number two is Buddy Wolf. Did not know Buddy Wolf was spoiler number two. It was like I said, mid '80s, probably around '86. Like I said, probably a short time. I want to say it was actually so. Yeah, spoiler was the TV champion in '82. That's that claw. Oh no. But yeah, in '82 he was the TV champion. Yeah, he must have made like a one-off appearance or something like that. Yeah, like I said, he I vaguely remember. I think it's like I said, very short time. Except for in '82, I think he was probably one of the top stars there in '82. I was letting these guys have a lot in this match. Uh-oh. That could spell trouble. So hey dude, come on. Your partner's got a mask. Hmm. Didn't Bobby Duncan do the uh hell he could have been there every week and I wouldn't know right now. Didn't know Xavier Woods wrestled here. Uh he's had a long career, but hasn't aged a bit. There's another legend right there, Chief Wahoo McDaniel. But yeah, that's kind of spoil his gimmick too. He would always work close to the ropes and use the ropes very uh at all costs. Oh, there goes the referee. Oh, this stunts. There's that top-notch security there. And yes, there's a younger Steve Kern and a younger Mike Graham. Didn't draw a dime, not a dime. Yes, this is obvious. Free Fabulous One, Steve Kern. Yeah, they're not using the phrase VTR, videotape recording. They used to say that a lot during those. Like, damn it, this is my daddy's territory. I want to get my shots in. And there goes the referee again. Yes, back in the day, refs took a lot of bumps. Oh, here comes Lucha Rhodes again. The Lucha Dream, baby. Well, theoretically, I guess the Hill's got a point there. Man, I tell you, I've watched plenty of matches with Wahoo and Wahoo against Enhancement Talent. Good gosh. Best, hardest hitting chops probably of all time. Wahoo. You got him, you got Ron Garvin, you got, of course, Ric Flair. That's why everybody says woo. Ricky Steamboat, Azrael, now Gunther. Gunther lays in those freaking heavy handed chops. But man, Wahoo, I mean, especially when they was doing the tape is in that studio setting. As soon as his hand smacked the other guy's chest, you heard it. And I'm pretty sure that enhancement talent was like, oh gosh. And supposedly, I think it was Ole that said this, that there was a match between Ole and Gene Anderson against Wahoo and another partner, and Wahoo gave Gene a chop, but caught him in the mouth instead, and it freaking bust some teeth out. But Gene didn't go to the hospital to get take care of or anything like that because he had another town to go to. Oh, we get to see Tiger Conway Jr. again. Sato. Hey, Tiger Conway, one half of the jive tones with Shaska Watley. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Now, is that Saito? I know it's Sato in the ring, but is that Mr. Saito uh, in the corner there? Thinking about, damn, can't wait till the show's over with so I can go to McDonald's and get me some quarter pounders. And by God, they better give him some quarter pounders. Royale with cheese. I think Tiger Conway spent a good amount of his career in Southeastern and if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but spending a lot of his time in like I said, Southeastern, Texas All Star, maybe a little bit in world class, not much. I'm trying to think where else. Um, before it came to Crockett, and yes, the job. But yes, definitely Xavier Woods bulked up a little bit uh, through the years. How come a lot of people can't do that no more? The O'Connor role. it seems like back in the day they can hit it like just as smooth, but now it's like it seems like the hardest thing anybody do is hit a O'Connor roll. And one actually I think I seen it actually at Southern Championship. Somebody did a sunset flip and the guy just he didn't do the like everybody does. Used to a big man would do that, but nowadays everybody do the then sometimes roll back or punch a guy or whatever. But I seen where somebody did sunset flip and the guy rolled back and took a two count, not a three count, but didn't stall. Yes, lost art definitely. Yes, they can do all the pretty flips in the world, but throw some shitty drop kicks and uh can't do a basic O'Connor roll. Sometimes the inside cradle looks difficult for them. Uh-oh. Packer coming back, baby. I mean, say when okay, when it's slugging out right there, it wasn't somebody chops on the chest and they kind of no sell it, look at everybody, stall for time, then the other guy lets them chop them. They just look like two guys who are just brawling. That's all you need, a good solid right hand, the guy goes down. Very good comment top. Yep. That like a good old chop to the throat kills the income momentum. Oh, that's it. Here he comes. Here comes Wahoo. Saito's like, oh, that, oh shit. I want to chop some more. Of course, Saito, he was a tough dude as well. Oh god, man, I can dude. I think if I was able to drive and all that good stuff back in '78 and lived in Florida, I could dig me some uh championship wrestling for Florida and even in '78, man, that's some good stuff there. I mean, it uh this stuff kept my interest. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about stuff sometimes when you kind of get dialed in and watch it, especially for me. Uh, I'm like, man, this is some good stuff. kind of want to know what the more of the storyline is and all that good stuff. Uh, but yeah, I mean it's some good stuff. What y'all think about Florida Championship Wrestling or Championship Wrestling for Florida, 1978? I know it's watching some of the I know it's watching some of the older Florida stuff. They'll say, okay, here's a Championship Wrestling for Florida, 82, 83, 78. Not sure what, not sure why they did that, but yeah, like I said, a lot of good stuff there. Uh, Dusty, you can tell why he was over. Well, I mean, didn't give a promo on this one, but you see the highlights. Uh, not the master technician or anything, but did what he needed to do and uh, to get his character over. I mean, he was a brawler, punch, kick, dude, elbow. But I see him coming off top row with a knee. It's like, ooh, uh, please don't slip, big man. 'Cause you're really close to my head and neck. Yeah, I mean, especially at this period. I mean, you had of course, you had a spoiler. You had Bobby Duncan. You had Wahoo. Uh, I mean, this all on this show right here. I mean, wrestling talent we didn't get to see wrestle was like uh, Mr. Saito. I see Mike Graham and Steve Kern. Uh, I mean, if anything, you gotta kind of respect Eddie Graham and Mike Graham, especially his handling of Mike Graham. I don't think, from what I heard, he never really pushed for Mike to be a world champion. Uh, I mean, it's good. He seemed like he was a solid worker in the ring, but not somebody, not a drawer of dimes. Maybe nickels, but not dimes. Not enough dimes to be a world champion. But he was okay, and of course, you had Steve, like the Steve Kern there. Got to see him throw one of those forearms, one of the better forearms to be thrown. That's another thing too. It's like, gosh, and of course, everybody wants to do the Shawn Michaels, forearm kip up or a clothesline kip up or whatever. Gotta get those kip ups in, kick, kip ups in. Um, if you watch my, Royal Rumble recap, I kind of made a joke about that. It's like, definitely Shawn Michaels has been working with these young ladies on their kip ups because I think every woman just about did a kip up. Um, but no kip ups here. I mean, you had a smaller guy, Tiger Conway, doing some fancy moves. Um, he actually had I guess, a luchador in there. Didn't really tell you much about that dude. Look the guy's name, but yeah, a lot of talent there. I mean, you watch something exciting like that, and something that grabs your attention. You kind of want to know more. Like, I wish I had that tape library so I can go to next week's episode to see what happened. And see, that's what they did back in the day too. It's like they long story short, I'm pretty sure all you wrestling fans know back in the day, TV was just advertisement for the house shows. They made money off the house shows. So basically, you had stars get enhanced talent or lower mid card people. Then then during the house shows, that's when you see star versus star. That's where you see spoiler versus Dusty. uh, Saito or Wahoo, Harley Race. Um, I mean, basically, it'll be the equivalent of like not this past week's Raw, but what was it? A week ago, last week before last, you had CM Punk against Seth Rollins. See, back in the day, that would not have been on TV. If they did have it on TV, it would end up as some kind of smiles or something like that, or he'll cheat. That way, he'll draw your interest to come to the live shows so that babyface get his. Hopefully, you'll be able to see the babyface get the revenge. Uh, but yeah, Seth versus CM Punk on TV wouldn't happen back in the day. You'd have uh, maybe Seth versus Zawa or CM Punk versus I think of another one. Chad Gable, I guess you can or the Miz now. Miz is pretty low on the card now. Even though he is a former world champion, but you'd probably see that. Then they'll do like a little angle on TV, and they'll spark your interest. Go, okay, I want to see these two guys fly live, and that's when theoretically, I guess you're paying for it now because it's on Netflix. But you have to go to the arena to see the match and see what happens. Sometimes I'll play stuff back a little bit, like you've seen here. I know Georgia Championship Wrestling would do it a lot. Didn't see World Class do it a lot, if any. Everything kind of happened there at the Sportatorium. Like spot show here or there, but nothing too much out of the way. Anyway, it's getting to be that time. Like I said, I keep following me on my social media and on here. I will definitely announce what time I'll be doing next week's Wrestling Gold Friday night. Like I said, might be just a quick one. Then it's off to do my thing and all that good stuff. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, if you wasn't here for the live chat, hit me up on the comments. Any memories you have of Florida during that time, please share with us or share with me. I love hearing about this stuff. Also, if you're dig this show, click that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click that subscribe button along with that notification bell. Also, folks, have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.